Age Girls Speak Up and Heal, sharing women and girls' lived experiences on gender-based violence in order to raise awareness and end violence against women and girls. One of the most prevalent violations of women's rights in the world is still violence against women and girls, with such violent acts leading to fatal outcomes such as depression, frustration, physical injuries, suicide, in some cases murder. 30% of women worldwide have been subjected to either physical and or sexual intimate partner violence or partner sexual violence in their lifetime. Sexual violence, also known as sexual abuse, is one of the most prevalent forms of abuse that women and girls experience worldwide. This form of violence include rape, sexual harassment, cyber flashing, female genital mutilation, child sexual abuse, and assault by penetration. Today, we share with you ELENA Akanda's lived experience with sexual violence and how she overcame it.
My parents were divorced before I was born, which led me to hate men right from a very young age. I and my brothers used to visit my father during the holiday, but I never received any fatherly love or care from him, which increased my hatred for men, even to the extent that I detested seeing my brother and uncle when they came visiting in school. When I got to Form 4, I went to pay a visit to my aunt who lived in one of the towns far from home. And after the holiday, when I was returning back to school, she told her male best friend who was going to the direction of my school to take me to school. The man drove slowly for a long time, which left me missing my registration at school. And I was advised to spend the night at his place. His house is big and he lived alone. I was very scared because it was just the two of us. He prepared food and we ate. After eating, he told me to go and freshen up. He also went into the room. 10 minutes after I freshened up, he came into my room wearing blue pajamas and sat very close to me. I felt uncomfortable and stood up. He called my name and told me not to be afraid of him. Indeed, I was afraid. He looked very angry and he stood up and started walking towards me. He extended his hand to grab my breast and I bolted for the door, which was slightly opened. And I ran barefooted with my school uniform in the middle of the night. I heard people singing praises and I ran in that direction. It was indeed a church. As I entered the church, I broke down crying. An elderly woman from the church came to my aid and asked me what was wrong, and I told her what happened that night. The lady took me to her home after prayers. She was able to reach my brother by noon, who came to take me home. I was home for days before I went back to school after that incident. I joined Focal Club at school, a club that taught me how to love a neighbor. And I finally forgave and became close to my father, as well as stopped hating men.
ELENA Akanda was able to overcome sexual abuse as well as hatred for the opposite gender because she voiced out and reached out to people who taught her how to be free and happy. Keeping quiet won't get you the justice you deserve. It will give your abuser power over you. Are you a woman who has experienced gender-based violence of any kind, such as sexual violence, rape, child marriage, domestic violence, emotional violence, and is suffering in silence? Would you like to be bold and join other women to speak up and share your story? Then join HK's 16 Days of Activism to help women and girls facing gender-based violence by sharing your story or someone close to you. You can call or WhatsApp 080-6276-2068 or 070-4806-5450. It is time to speak up and heal.